Price of a Rose. Chapter 4. I make sure all the candles are lit when I reach my room. I don't want the beast to come near me in the dark while he's a spirit. In his human form, I can feel his presence and better defend myself. I realize I risk starting a fire, but that does not bother me as much as him creeping up on me. While I prefer to sleep in complete darkness, the warm light comforts me greatly, and sleep takes me without trouble. My dream, however, is simply bizarre. I can only assume it is because of my current situation. In the dream, I'm a girl of high status inside the beast's castle, except it is free of damage and disuse. Around me are other girls, who all wear elaborate gowns and jewels while they whisper about the handsome king we will meet. As for me, I notice that I wear no such jewels. Instead, my suddenly long hair is pinned up with flowers, and my dress is the same pink color as the one I wore to dinner, but its skirt is thin and breathable. What stands out most is that I have no shoes on. What is happening? I ask as I stare around the room, but no one answers. Then I spot Janissa and Mia coming over to me. Like the other girls, they wear exquisite ball gowns. They both carry fans and have white gloves encasing their fingers. Surely they know what is happening. Janissa, Mia, what is going on? Why are you in the castle? You must leave at once. It isn't safe here. They laugh. Janissa hits my nose with her fan. Oh, little sister, I know we told you to dress homely so King Shane wouldn't notice you, but you took it a little over the top, don't you think? Trumpets blare, and the girls scramble into a neat line. I'm crammed next to Mia and another girl I don't know. A man at the top of the stairs announces the king's arrival. Fair ladies, I give you King Shane of Effa. Two big doors open, and my eyes widen as the beast steps out. His eyes are just as inhuman as when I first saw them at dinner. He looks over all of us girls as he goes down the stairs. He starts on the other end of the line. I grab Mia's arm and say, "Please, we need to leave. I know you both are easily fooled by looks and titles, but he isn't what he seems." Mia hushes me. "Arabelle, I understand your concern, but you can't believe wild rumors. Just keep a low profile and you won't have to worry about him bothering you." Biting my bottom lip, I watch as he makes his way down the row of girls. I tell myself this is all a dream and isn't real. My sisters aren't here. It's just me. I'm alone. This isn't happening. He gets to Janissa and looks her over with his cold winter eyes. He says to his servant, "She can stay." Janissa smiles and thanks him. I stiffen with fear and my eyes water. I wipe the tears away as he moves on to Mia. I take her hand, pleading with her to run away from this man. She grips my hand tightly, forcing me to stay where I am so I don't run. Mia gives the beast a pleasant smile as he says she can stay. Then his eyes land on me. I stare at the stairs before me as I hear him laugh. He scans me from top to bottom, noticing I have no shoes on my feet. His laughter echoes throughout the entire foyer. "You come before me, dressed like a girl from the forest. Are you some kind of fairy?" he asks me. Mia steps in and says, "No, your majesty. She is our youngest sister and loves our flower garden. We told her to dress plainly since we, the eldest daughters, should be married off first. However, we thought she would at least wear a proper gown and shoes. We are sorry if her appearance has offended you." I can't hold my tongue anymore as I cross my arms and tilt my head away from him. I want to comment on how he is a monster, but different words pour out of my mouth. "What do you think we are? Toys for you to purchase or throw away? I see now why people call you a tyrant." He chuckles faintly. "If you're not a toy, then what are you? A beauty that doesn't need anyone or anything? Can I not judge who I will marry by what I am attracted to? And how dare you call me a tyrant when you don't know me? Aren't you judging me harshly as well?" "No," I say firmly. "Your words and actions tell me everything, beast." Another laugh, then, like he did at dinner, he places 2 fingers under my chin. He turns my head so I face him directly. My eyes meet his. First, his stare is calculating, then it turns to surprise. "She stays," he says, dropping his hand and moving on. My breathing becomes rapid. What kind of dream is this? I force myself awake and find Fern pushing a cart with my breakfast. She smiles warmly when she reaches my bed. My candles are stubs and have no flame, but Fern opens the curtains to let in the morning light. "Good morning. I'm sorry about last night." He is only losing himself even more, it seems. "When do you plan on leaving?" Just tell me and I will help you in any way, she says, handing me my breakfast as I sit in bed. For now, can you just answer my questions without changing the subject? I ask expectantly. She sits on the bed, but I can't feel her extra weight. All right. I will. I've given up hope, and I'd rather do the right thing than condemn you to this life. First I thought this was it, but I was mistaken. Fire off your questions. What is your master's name? I ask. Shane, she says to my dismay. Why are all of you cursed like this? He was a selfish boy, and we did nothing to stop his father from making him one. Creator did this to us. None of us are guiltless. I tap my chin. So, to change back, does he have to change his attitude? Does he have to show compassion towards someone? Fern nods, something like that. I guess you could say you're his new subject. I scoff. Victim, you mean? This is completely sadistic. I glance at the doors. Are those locked? No, but all the doors leading outside are, she says. Then she nods to the large closet in the room. Over the night, he ordered us to stock that full of dresses. Sighing, I place my breakfast back on the cart and walk over to the closet. I open the walk-in closet door and find dazzling dresses, shoes, and accessories covering the walls. I want to punch Beast Shane so severely that his nose twists. What goes on in that mind of his? I am a prisoner. At least I got to chew him out in that stupid dream. Behind me, there's a crash. I spin to see the cart on its side and a broken plate on the floor. Fern quickly cleans her mess, tossing the shards on the cart. I don't understand the whole spirit thing, how they can move objects but can't touch me. And why is Beast Shane an exception of that rule? Did you say you had a dream about Master? She asks, drifting right through the bed once everything is in order. What was it about? What did you see? I was in the castle with many girls, including my sisters. I tried telling them we should go, but they wouldn't listen. Your master then showed up, deciding who could stay. Pressing a hand to her mouth, she says, We need to get you out of here fast. This will get nasty if you stay any longer. Then she flies over to the doors and goes through them. I run and fling open the doors to follow her. We go through the halls where her brother Ned joins us. He questions what Fern is doing. All she says is one word, dreams. Soon we approach the entrance. I realize that it is the same foyer as in the dream. I should have noticed that sooner. There is no time, though, as we all go to the door. It is locked, of course, as Fern told me. Fern, this could be a good sign, Ned says. The fact that the Creator is letting her. Shut up, Ned. You know what Shane is doing isn't right. I don't care. All I know is that he still hasn't changed. Yes, but her best bet is to wait it out. It's morning, Fern. The barrier is up even if we get her outside. I know, Ned, she shouts, placing her hand on the door's lock. But we are here with her. We can get her out. Ned did a 360 and made a sound of agitation. We're going to join those suckers in the barrier. That's all that's going to happen. I stand there listening to what they're saying. They are seriously taking a massive risk by doing this for me. And it might not even work. Plus, I want to know why Fern's so freaked out by some silly dream I had. Isn't it normal? It just reflected what happened to me before I went to sleep. Wait! I shout, don't do it! Fern stops and looks at me. You don't understand, Arabelle. This isn't going to work. He isn't going to change. We are going to stay as spirits forever. The least I can do is clear my conscience to know that I have changed. That I have stood up to him. I want to comfort the woman but can't touch her arm, so I speak my mind. If I am going to leave here, I must do it at night like your brother suggests. She's right, Shane's voice echoes. All three of us face him. Since the room is not light enough, he is a glowing spirit like Fern and Ned. I hate him even more for agreeing with me on anything. I almost want to take what I said back just because of it. My eyes trail over to the curtains in the room. I run over to them. He flashes into a red ball, flying over to me. This time, I'm finally faster than him. As soon as he gets to me, knocking me down to the ground, my hands are already on the curtains. My weight rips the curtains and daylight showers the room. He turns solid as he pins me to the ground. There's the real face of the beast, I say to him, smiling triumphantly. I expect him to say something equally victorious. All I get from him is a stare like I am the one who's a ghost. This makes me nervous because I thought he would brag about how he could now put more force upon me. Why? He finally asks, as if I hurt him deeply somehow. Why? Why would you do this to me? Haven't you already done enough? He loosens his grip on me and falls in place next to me on the ground. I sit up, rubbing my wrists. Just when I think I've figured out his secrets, everything gets all the more mystifying. Abruptly, he stands and faces Fern and Ned, shouting while tears drip down his cheeks. Tell me what game she is playing, the both of you! If you answer me, I won't put you in the barrier. What is she playing at? He falls to his knees, his coopery bangs covering his tears as he quivers. I didn't even get to punch him. Why is he crying? She's had a dream, Ned says. Shane lets out a shaky gasp. He glances over at me, his mouth cracked open. Then he looks away, wetting his lips. Slowly, he gets to his feet and stands above me. Not looking at me, he says, I'll be expecting to see you at dinner this evening. His voice becomes unsteady and he looks down at me, but as soon as he meets my eyes, he turns away and whispers, Beauty! I watch him walk up the stairs and turn into a dim hall. My eyes travel to Ned and Fern, but they disappear into animal spirits. Fern, a cat, and Ned, a dog. They run at one of the walls and go through it, leaving me there with more questions than answers. I get up, head to my bedroom, and decide to dress in something other than a nightgown. After that, I explore the castle and remove every curtain and boarded-up window. I can't stand walking around without knowing where he is. Besides, it also affects the other spirits by making them reveal themselves and their glowing purple colors. Around 6 hours later, I find myself back in the foyer. My little adventure has already proven to be of some use. I have located many spots where the outside world is within reach, like the opening beast Shane almost pushed me out of. However, climbing vines covered in roses and thorns is the only way down. Most of the vines can't hold my weight, so I would be better off making my own rope. However, I must remember that any spirit can cut that rope. I can always try breaking one of the windows on the lower floors, but again, the spirits would catch me. Patience, Arabelle, I tell myself as I stand in front of the stairs Beast Shane climbed hours before. I hear a growl from the hallway he wandered off to. Like any sensible person, I tell myself not to follow the scary noises. Unfortunately, I want to solve the greatest puzzle of this place, and that corridor is the only section I have yet to explore. I also want to remove every curtain. I don't know what it is, but I don't feel safe until I do so. With that stupid idea in mind, I head up the stairs one step at a time. I glance at the large doors ahead, remembering how they appeared in my dream. This really is the same spot. Once on the landing, I turn to enter the separate hallway where the growls echo. It's the creepiest corridor yet. The strangest thing about it is the low ceiling and the lack of windows and torches. Another sign that I should turn the other way. After all, I found a library with more books that Danny and I could read in our lifetime, but that wouldn't get me as many answers as this would. Quietly, I make my way down the corridor, where the growls become loud and other voices are audible but still muffled. I trail one hand along the wall as I walk. My dress catches on objects I can hardly see in the dark, including my feet. It was the only dress I found that wasn't wide, but it made a comeback of dragging yards of fabric on the floor. I reach my limit once the skirt somehow snags on the dirty carpet. I take the train of the dress and tie it into a knot in front of me. If I have to run, I don't need this to get in the way. Once satisfied with the knot, I continue until the corridor expands to a standard size for a castle hallway. From there, I can see glowing spirits in the darkness, and their voices ring clearly. Sire, shouldn't we have at least one person watching the girl? One spirit asks the only red spirit in the room, which would be the beast, of course. No, I need everyone to hear this. Besides, the last time we checked on her, she was still in that forsaken library. It will only take a moment of our time, he says hoarsely. It is truly her, Your Majesty. Is she the same girl? Some other spirit asks. I creep forward a bit more upon hearing this. The others chatter as soon as the spirit brings this up. They become loud enough that if I wanted to, I could stomp in heels and they wouldn't hear it. Due to the wild conversations, I managed to sneak safely behind a broken pile of furniture without any of them seeing me. The beast can't stand the buzz in the room, so he turns into his beast form, growling at all of them. Midway in his growl, he turns back into his regular shape. Silence. If you just held your tongues, I could tell you the truth. The spirits finish up in whispers and then give him their attention. He calms down, studying all of the spirits in the room. They wait as anxiously as I do to hear what this is all about. I want to know what they mean by being that same girl. He breathes out and says, apparently the creator did erase everyone's memories of us, but for whatever reason, she's returning Arabelle's memories. I don't know what kind of cruel joke the creator thinks this is, but I'm not laughing. We're going to be freed, a spirit squeaks. The other spirits hush the one. The spirit apologizes and hangs her head low. I stay trained on the beast. He appears distressed and hangs his head just as low as the spirit before him. I'm sorry to say that the chances are slim. It is very doubtful for Arabelle to actually, never mind. That's not why I brought you here anyway. I just want you all to know that the rumors are true. She is the same Arabelle from before the curse. Before the curse, I mumble. He can't be serious. He's saying I've been here before, and that dream is actually a memory. I want to laugh at this. I lived with all of my family in Derwin forever. For as long as I've known, the kingdom of Effa has always been non-existent. Beast Shane continues, that being said, under no circumstance can she escape. I realize it may not work, but I have to try. Fern hovers to the front. I think the exact opposite. We should let her go. Right now she knows very little. She thinks it was all a dream. If she leaves now, she won't know the rest. Give it up, Shane. I'm sick of your schemes. She can't give us anything because you haven't changed. Creator realizes this. If you meant what you told me 2 years ago about how you felt about her, you'd let her go. Keeping her prisoner does us no good. Another spirit huffs. We can't do that. Don't you see? Once the last petal falls, we become spirits forever. He points to a floating rose at the back of the room by a covered window. She is the last chance we have. I study Beast Shane's expression. What the spirit says is true. That is why Beast Shane is keeping me here. Again, the puzzle is scrambled. If I don't get out of here soon, I may not get out at all. One thing is clear, though, the barrier is more than just to keep me in. I'm not the only prisoner in this castle. The barrier is for him more than it is for me. Makes sense. The barrier stays up all day and then during the full moon. My best guess is that the full moon gives off enough light to make him human. The goal to end their curse, as Fern said, had something to do with him changing and having affection towards someone. He couldn't really get to know people when he is a spirit, so even if he went out of the castle grounds during one of the nights the barrier isn't up, he would be a spirit, a ghost, a demon in the darkness, a beast that no one would want to stay by. Fern shakes her head while drifting out of the room. I crouch lower where I hide, but her eyes find mine. My heart pounds, afraid of what she might do. She gives me a pitiful look. Her eyes go to the floor and she tells the beast, giving me a big chunk of the puzzle, if you still love her like you said you did 2 years ago, you'll let her go. Fern then zooms off in a blur of purple. I lean against the icy wall while I hug my knees to my chest. He loved me at one point. How did that happen? It explains a lot, though. Why Fern and Ned shared a glance when I told them my name. Why Beast Shane said all he did, asking if I still enjoyed reading and writing. Yet it didn't connect to the dream. Shane seemed to only find me amusing. Why would anyone call that love? Dismissed all of you, he sighs. All of the spirits scatter and I want to crawl inside a hole. If any of them find me besides Fern, I'm done for. Course, I already blew it based on Fern's expression when she saw me. Good job, Arabelle. You unlocked way too many secrets about this place. Now you're a permanent prisoner with the beast. I'm lucky, and none of the spirits approach the spot where I hide. The only other person left in the room is Beast Shane. And as soon as the spirits are gone, he goes into his beast form and starts clawing at different items in the room. I peek out of my hiding place and ready myself to run out before he comes to the pile of furniture I hide behind. Just as I'm about to run for it, a spirit comes back into the room, looking all panicked. Sire, the girl, she's gone. Everyone has been searching for her, but she isn't anywhere. What? He roars. What do you mean she's gone? She can't be gone. Search the grounds until you find her. Beast Shane storms off with the spirit at his side. As they leave, I make sure to move so they don't spot me like Fern did. Once they leave the room, I begin to form a plan. It's good that this has happened because it forces me to take action. Besides, it is almost night at this point, which means the barrier will be down. All I have to do is get out of this room and outside. And the last place they'll look is here.